This is one of my most requested videos. People want to know, what does BitBoy own? What is in BitBoy's portfolio? Well, to be honest, I'm not really sure. BitBoy's a cartoon superhero. However, I would love to share with you what's in my portfolio and how my investment strategy has changed drastically in the last 7 days. Find out how and whether you should consider making a change. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the hardest working channel in all of cryptocurrency. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and check the description for links you can use to connect with me. Alright guys, today I'm going to be revealing my portfolio to you and my current investment strategy. I can hear the people now.
BitBoy, you just told us about your investment strategy last week.
Yeah, I did. And if you remember in that video, I told you that your strategy should be able to change on a dime. 2 weeks ago, it made sense to constantly change your holdings through swing trading. I mean, who doesn't love to go swinging? I know your Aunt Myrtle does. Gross. It's always the ones you least suspect. But I digress. When the markets were great, I was hunting for low cap gems, and I was turning over my portfolio at all times, constantly churning what I was holding like it was a thing of butter. I was hardly holding on any top coins. Why? Because the best buying opportunities for those coins were seemingly dead. We were heading toward the bull run at breakneck speed. All-time highs were just around the corner, and then the bloodbath began. Suddenly, we saw top coins at prices we never thought we would see again. And honestly, this dip could be your last opportunity to grab top coins and get gains you wouldn't be ashamed of. I mean, who cares about a 10% gain? We want 100% gains minimum, 100x gains preferred. And the top coins were making meager gains compared to the low cap gems. But now, with the market downturn, I don't feel comfortable giving you guys any low cap gems. We may not even be doing Moonshot of the Week anymore. Like at this point, buying low cappers is like playing Russian roulette. You have to stay fluid in crypto. It isn't like the stock market or traditional markets where you can have these long-term strategies and funds you stick to for years at a time. So here is the point. My entire investment strategy has changed in the last week. I'm not looking for low cap gems right now. I'm looking for the best higher cap coins. So while last week I told you nothing was untouchable for trades, this week I'm taking a little bit of a longer outlook. But keep in mind, this may change next week. You cannot look at this like,
BitBoy's such a flip-flopper.
like it's some kind of negative thing. This is the way you must be when trading in crypto. The pace is too fast for you to sit on a bad strategy for too long. In late 2017, HODL was the rallying cry, and man, did it work. People were getting 500% gains overnight, and bags were pumping. But unfortunately, the HODL strategy also led them back down to 90% plus losses, knocking away any gains from the bull market. The only people who kept their gains completely changed their strategies. So let's take a look at my crypto portfolio currently. Coming in first, I have 5% of my portfolio allocated to low cap gems. It's an assortment of about 10 coins that are low cappers we've talked about on this channel. I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but I decided 5% of my portfolio needs to be dedicated to these micro cap gems, even if they bleed out. The upside with some of them is just too high to let go of all of them. I've taken hefty losses on these over the last 2 weeks, but I'm keeping them for upside alone. Next, I have 5% of my portfolio dedicated to Iost. I run a block producing node for this project, and I discuss Iost and news from the ecosystem regularly on this channel. I believe this is a perfect project that checks off all the boxes when it comes to potential. Now entering the world of DeFi, Iost is definitely poised for big gains when the market kicks it up a notch. Next at 5%, we have Nimic, a project that we have been following on the channel all year, as at one point it was one of the biggest gainers in all of crypto. Obviously, Nimic has been hit very hard since entering into price discovery and new all-time highs, but I've not given up on this one in the long term. Coming in also at 5% is Howdo. We first started covering this project at a penny and it saw the price climb to as high as 10x when the price hit a dime a few weeks ago. A listing on KuCoin coming very quickly means gains for the short term and long term for this project. Also at 5%, ONG1, which is the coin of the Somi.social ecosystem. I recently became an advisor for this project. You guys know I love a good social media blockchain that is free from censorship, which is exactly what this project is aiming to do. I have another 5% allocated for a project I recently covered on this channel and got involved with, Distex. I've actually partnered with Distex to help them with promotion for tokens that launch their token sales on the Distex platform. Why is this important? Well, Distex actually is a platform aiming to keep only legit projects in the space. So each token sale on the Distex platform will go through rigorous vetting, which means less scams and rug pulls. So if you watch my video from Tuesday morning, you know I certainly want to help clean the scams up from this space. And another 5% is Velas. This is another project that we rode when the times were great, but has had some trouble regaining some traction. But at the end of the day, I invest in projects, but I also invest in people. And with VLX, I love the people behind this project. They have been extremely successful in the space, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Velas is going to be successful in the world of cryptocurrency. They got some really cool stuff coming out, and I can't wait to show you guys. Next, we have Silica. I told you guys the other day in a video that the buying opportunity with Zil was just too good to pass up at this point. So I have 5% of my portfolio dedicated to Silica. It's down over 40% over the last week, so scooping it up now was a no-brainer. Next, I have a highly speculative coin that has ripped new heights we previously had not seen, Yearn.Finance. I've actually been playing around with some yield farming, and I can tell you it is pretty difficult. The average beginner could never figure it out. But yield farming is not meant for my general audience. It's made for people with deep pockets and big money, so they probably prefer it to be hard to figure out. But either way, people are killing it with Yearn, and I think that will continue, so I allocated 5% there, but it's probably the most highly speculative one on this list. Next, with 5%, I have CRO, the utility token of Crypto.com. It's literally the only project I stake with. The rewards are too high to pass up at almost 20%, and it forces me to do something I usually hate, which is hodl for 3 months at a time. If you want to stake CRO and get a Crypto.com debit card, you can also do that by visiting MCOcard.BitBoy.Live and get $50 for free. Next, at a 10% allocation, is a project with a huge upside and little downside, VeChain. I've been licking my chops at the recent downturn in the market because of the cheap VET tokens I could buy. I really believe this will be one of the biggest gainers over the next 12 months. Next, at 20% each to round out my portfolio, I have Ethereum and Chainlink. The buying opportunities with these two projects are just too high to pass up. I actually have some money on the sidelines, specifically waiting to pick up more of these projects if they go down further. You have to get out of the day-to-day or week-to-week mindset when it comes to these two behemoths. Buy some today and call me in 12 months. I think you'll be reporting good news. So that makes up my portfolio right now. Lastly, in today's video, let's check out Multiplier, and thank you to Multiplier for sponsoring this segment. Multiplier could be a way you can make some extra money, but please remember, I'm not a financial advisor, and while I've deemed this project to be worth investigating, please do your own research and do not make financial decisions based upon one YouTube video. So let's go ahead and check out Multiplier. Now, Multiplier is a coin itself, MXX, which we'll look at in just a second on CoinGecko. But I want to check out this news on Bitcoin.com. Now, this is a press release. They also have a press release on Cointelegraph. So all this information is actually coming from the Multiplier team. However, you do know, of course, that Bitcoin.com and Cointelegraph are big enough to where they vet the projects that go on their site, press releases or not. They don't put super scammy stuff up. And, you know, at first when I looked into this, Multiplier seemed like something that's like, one of these DeFi money grabs people are talking about and trying to warn people about. The more I dug into it, the more I saw that actually it's pretty legit, and it actually uses a lot of the principles that made DeFi popular, which is staking, locking up tokens, adding liquidity, long-term contracts, things like that. So this article right here on Bitcoin.com talks about the Multiplier DeFi protocol has successfully completed a full audit by leading blockchain-based form verifier and cybersecurity expert Certic. So if you didn't know, Certic is a very well-known name in the space when it comes to auditing. So this was something to me that was a huge check mark on like, okay, this is adding to the legitimacy of this project. So what this is simplified stable bonds. You can kind of think of these as a simplified version of traditional bond markets that roll out big yields. So Multiplier is now ready to roll out its asset tokenization concept called Simplified Stable Bonds, SSBs, resembling a hybrid of traditional bond characteristics blended with digitized assets. And in a few minutes, we are going to be looking at, how you open one of these stable bond contracts. Obviously, we know gas fees out of control, so there's going to be low gas fees on this network, on their DeFi mainnet. High stable yield, which is good. Unlike most platforms with daily fluctuating APY, which annualized return per year, kind of thinking about yield farming, Multiplier's yield is fixed for the duration of the SSB contract. This encourages farmers to stay on one platform instead of fluttering from one platform to another in search of better yield. I guess they're hummingbirds. I don't know why they're fluttering, but I guess they're hummingbirds. No liquidation risk, so this is good. Obviously, if you don't have risk of liquidation, then you don't have a whole lot to worry about. And just want to go back to this because I feel like this is really important when it comes to choosing projects to go on my channel. We're trying to have a pretty high standard for what we put on. Audited. We want projects that are audited. So audited DeFi protocol, Multiplier's DeFi protocol is open source, verifiable, and has been audited by leading blockchain, cybersecurity, and smart contract auditor, CertiK. Multiplier MXX governance tokens are currently listed on Uniswap Balancer and Bilaxy Exchange. And this is important because when we get to the actual platform itself, you got to have the MXX tokens, and that was something that, kind of confused me. This is, back from July 29th on Cointelegraph. You guys can go to Cointelegraph, check out this article here, but it talks a lot about Multiplier and everything it is doing. So Multiplier, MXX, on CoinGecko, you can find their website, multiplier.finance. You can find their white paper, obviously their Medium here. You can check them out, get the contract address right here. This is going to be important because you're going to have to buy some MXX tokens. So you can come down here and look at the chart. In the last 14 days, it's up 55.5%, so that's good. You can kind of see the all-time chart here going back to the middle of August. It's had some spikes, but nothing too troubling here. I don't really see anything in the chart that, screams warning bells or anything like that. So right now the price is coming in at 4.6 cents. Okay, so here we are. We are on multiplier.finance, okay? You're going to have to hook up your your MetaMask. That's what I've done already. So, you can disconnect it. You can connect it. I've already got mine connected here. So you guys are seeing in this wallet, I got 43.8 ETH. So you guys know I'm a big baller. That's how I roll, okay? Now, I went to Uniswap, and I bought 500 MXX tokens. Why? Well, we'll show you here in just a minute. So you got two main options. You got my contract, and then you got open market. These are contracts that you can actually take over. Now, I know Multiplier wanted me to actually take over one of these contracts, but basically all you got to do is put $288 in USDC, and you can take their yield at 162%, and you can take this over. I'm not actually going to go through and take it over because I'm not going and buying USDC right now, but this is all you got to do. All you got to do is deposit the USDC into the contract address, and boom. But as you can see, when I go to do this, it says insufficient funds because I don't have any USDC in this wallet. But that's how you take over a contract. It's very easy. But the main thing here is my contract, creating a contract. So what you do is click Create Contract, come here to your collateral. I've got some Ethereum in here. You click how much you want. So let's put 0.5 ETH in here. Now you can select the tenure. Now watch this. If I select 3 months, it's going to show me this APY of 200%. If I do 6 months, it's going to show APY of 400%. If you do 9 months, it's going to show the APY of 1,000%. That's a 10x. But I have 500 MXX tokens in my wallet, so it's going to say insufficient. So the most that I can lock it up for is 6 months because it's only 391 MXX for the burn fee here. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that down. Now, here's one thing I want to say to you guys. When it comes to staking and locking tokens down, you need to think about the cyclical nature of the Bitcoin market, which is the bull market for Bitcoin. Estimated end date should be September 28th, 2021, almost 12 months. So I would actually feel comfortable locking something up for 9 months. I would not feel comfortable locking something up for 12 months. So you got to kind of pay attention to those types of things when you're looking at, you don't want to get stuck in a bear market when the market turns and you can't touch your tokens. But over 3, 6, or 9 months, I think you should be good all the way around. So let's go ahead and create the contract here. Go to MetaMask. Guys, come on. Always use that fastest. Always use that fastest transaction fee. And boom. It's going to spend a couple minutes here approving the transaction. And we are going to be the proud new owner of a 6-month contract for half an ETH, which is probably going to be worth, I don't know, $1 million down the road. That may or may not be true. So I'm going to hit confirm there. And boom, they're creating the contract. So we had to approve it. Now they are creating the contract. We'll see how long it actually takes. Doesn't look like it's going to take probably that long. I'm going to watch my watch here. Okay. Now notice on that one, I did not edit the fastest gas price, unfortunately. So we may have to actually wait here for a few minutes. Oh, look at that. Contract created. So now we have a contract right here, 400% APY. So I should be able to make 1.5 Ethereum, which hopefully will be worth like $10,000, by the time the contract is up. Shows you how much MXX is minted. And boom, that is it for multiplier. But now it's your turn. What is in your portfolio? Drop down below your holdings and let me know what projects I should go out and buy to add to mine. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe to become a member of the Bit Squad. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. BitBoy out.